away our reproach. 7 women. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. That is how important the gospel of Abraham is. When the Lord calls righteous the calling of a concubine, and sets aside a concubine, of which Abraham also received from Sarah. And my own witness, where I saw Abraham and Torah, his father, set apart with the oaths and the signs and the tokens, a concubine, which are this: he will lay his hands on her head and set her aside in the office or the calling of the concubine. And she will make this sign: top of the forehead, middle of the heart, left and right, and then around her womb, around her private parts. That is the signs, the oaths, and the tokens of the setting apart of a concubine that the Lord showed me, that I saw Abraham and Torah, his father, do in a vision. That is how important it is. Now, if you want to choose death and you don't want to choose life, let's follow the yellow brick road down from the victim of someone who's molested, who, number one, becomes a man-hater because she hates her father. So she also hates her husband, and she hates God, because she fails to recognize her own mother's perpetuation of hatred toward her husband when she didn't want to have intimacy with him or provide intimacy with him, and she told him to put a sock on it. And then her daughter hates that. Hates man, hates God, hates authority figures of men. She remains single for great portions of her life, maybe entertaining a fling here and there, committing adultery herself, wanting a man to behave not like a man, but like a dog. There's a difference between a dog and a man, because she wants to violate the laws of nature. She wants to intercept those. She wants to usurp those laws with her own laws. And then she perpetuates that upon her daughter by teaching her daughter the exact same thing. When you get a man, you make sure he doesn't lie with anyone else, or you divorce his ass, and you take 50% of everything he's got, and you take his children away from him, and you deny them also, and you teach them also the hate towards their father. And you can see this somersault, and society provides a safe haven of support through all the social welfare departments for this demolition of the human race and this perpetuation of molestation. Now, I can't think of any more greater horror story for someone who had been molested and counted it as a molestation, a genuine molestation, to sincerely want to be a perpetrator of the exact same thing she was the victim of. Can you imagine that? But that's how it happens. And that's the yellow brick road. And if you don't stand up and address it with truth, all you're doing is perpetuating the continuation of the lie. Because that's what you teach your children. And you can understand how those sins get passed down clear to the third and fourth generations. And you can understand the Lord's judgment also in saying, I can't find any good parents to raise children for a righteous millennial generation. It's a double-edged sword. And believe me, I know how hard it is to incorporate things in your life, in your most sincere, loving relationships that you haven't incorporated, nor seen incorporated for 3 or 4 generations back. But that is the way. And if you ask yourself the question in how to stop the chain or cycle of abuse, you will begin to understand exactly what I'm talking about and what the Lord is talking about and recommending for healing in His wisdom and His understanding. For He is the Creator, and you given a choice, choosing life, choosing death. The sword of the Lord is a sword of truth and light. I'm Cody Robert Judy, and this is a voice crying in the wilderness, repent, repent, and prepare ye for the coming of the Lord. Prepare ye a righteous, holy, millennial generation that will last 1,000 years. Even Zion. For those who are willing to choose life, I want to express my sincere, heartfelt feelings of your strength and your courage to do so. And I'll talk to you next.